So this week I wanted to show you my studio. So I wanted to show you where I make all my scrunchies and other handmade hair accessories, and also do my own like crafts and crochet and all things like that. So in one of my latest videos I took you into my studio to organize everything, because some things just didn't have the right place and it was just getting very messy. So I've sorted all that out, although I definitely do create still a lot of mess, so I do have to keep on trying to tidy after myself, which is really tricky for me. But you know, that's what happens when you're doing everything at once, and just, you know, when you're creative and you just want to get things done, it's just, yeah, it just doesn't work the way you want to, like, tidy up and all that. So here I finally hung my pegboard. So here I hung my new pegboard, which I got from IKEA. So I hung it above my cutting table. So previously I had my little bookcase, which is, I moved right there. So I used to have that on, like, in between these cupboards, and well, this one used to be there, so I moved this around so I can pull the table a bit more this way. So yeah, I wanted to hang a pegboard there because I used to have my scissors on the other side, and I kept having to walk to my sewing machine to get my scissors and my rotary cutter, which was really annoying. So yeah, I hung it all here. So I've got these little, I don't even know what they're, knobs from IKEA, which I find a lot better than the hooks, like that one. I used to have it on these, but the knobs are a lot better. Yeah, so I've got my old Fisker scissors. So I bought this one about, I don't know, 16 years ago. It's partly melted, like the rubber. That's more on me because I left it in the conservatory quite a long time and it just gets really hot, and the spring is kind of gone as well, so even when you lock it, it still jumps open. Yeah, so it's been doing that for quite a few years, but it lasted a good 10 years before I did that, and so I can really recommend this one. I get a lot of I can't cut with normal scissors because my hands start cramping together, so this spring-loaded scissors is just absolutely ideal for me, and I don't have any aches in my hands at all. So yeah, I've got that one, and then I've got this one as well from Fiskars. So you just open it like that. So yeah, it's a bit dusty. It's all lined from satin cutting. Yeah, so these are the, what are they called? The zigzaggy kind of scissors. And it, just like the other one, it will lock into place. There you go, this one still works. And then I have my Fiskars rotary cutter, which I can really recommend as well. I might get a bigger one as well though, because I do find it a little bit on the small side. I'm used to a bit bigger. Yeah, so I got this one recently. And then there I've got some old ones. So this one was from Aldi, which actually I really loved. So yeah, I can still recommend this one. And that one is just that I'm not even sure if you can replace a blade. Probably, I don't really know. And then I got an old one from my mum, and then another one that I got from my mum that is a Olfa one, so it's a really small one. And then I got another Fiskars one, also a spring-loaded one. So I use this one to snip the threads. Yeah, so I can really recommend that one as well. If you have trouble with your hands, definitely get the spring-loaded Fiskars ones. They really last, they're very good. So here I've got a ruler. This is a So Easy one, so that's a 4.5 inch. It's really good. And I have, well, it's just this little, I don't know, I had that for ages. I just use that for the rounds of my bows. And then I've got a square 6.5 inch grid ruler. And here on the side I put a screw there, and I hung my 2 long rulers. So take it off. So this is I think this is a Dutch ruler. I've got a lineal. Yeah, so that's a 60 centimeter ruler, quilled ruler, and then a omnigrid. So that is, what is that? 6 inches wide omnigrid ruler. Yes, I've got them hanging on the side of my fabrics there, so they're within easy reach, because I used to just put them on the table and it gets really messy. So now I've always have them somewhere to store, always nearby. Then you just got some just simple scissors, but I don't really use them obviously. Then I've got this one empty still. Then in here I have my hardware for my key change, key fobs. Then in here I've got loads of the sewing clips. So I don't really use pins anymore at all. I just really prefer the sewing clips. So this one's, I just got them from Amazon, just a cheapy pack really. They're really good. Then I just got some simple sewing things. So this is just to create the hooks. What is the hooks? The corners. When you turn something inside out. My clover elastic threader. And a little mini ruler, which I use for quilt making. Then I have lots of crochet hooks here, and a row counter, and some little knitting needles. I really prefer the kiddie ones because they're a lot shorter. I don't like the long ones. I also use circular ones. Then I have my own bandana there. I still need to make them to sell as well. And then I've got all these flowers on, which I recently bought at, well, I've got this one at IKEA, these ones at IKEA, and I think that one was from Perrywoods, is a UK garden centre, and these ones as well from Perrywoods. Yeah, so I bought them too. I was thinking maybe I can use them for photo props. Then I have a template hanging here for my knotted headbands. So I always have those nearby because, again, I just left them everywhere. Yeah, so then one of these, which I don't really use a lot for, but it's just for dressmaking. And then I have my Janome 204D overlocker. So I have this one for, well, what is it now, 20 years I've got that one. I bought that when I was 18, just before I started some fashion design college. Yeah, so that one has been really good for me actually. I can't believe I'm still using it. I absolutely love it. I do like to have a industrial one at some point, but for now I just really love this one. And here I've got my cutting mats. So this is a Fiskars one, and then I've got a smaller one, which in lilac, which is an Ansia one. Actually today I'm getting another one delivered which is bigger, just like the Fiskars one, an A1. Well, this is I think an A2. and this is one of my weights that I use for pattern over dressmaking to put on the patterns. So this is a what do you call it again? A like one of those really heavy irons that I used to use to press with. But I found it in a charity shop, which was really badly painted, so I painted it blue, so that would look really cute. And I use these as pattern weights as well. There's just some stones that we found, which I painted, which is very useful. Then I also have a basket of some lovely yarn. So my mum just brought that with her actually for me, so I can do some crochet, because I didn't have a lot of cotton yarn for crochet, just acrylic. So what I want to make with them is this pattern here. They're like little chicks that you can open. You take the head off, and then there's an egg inside. Yeah, so you can take it apart like that. Yeah, and you can pop your own egg in as well, like an egg warmer, egg cup. For Easter I was thinking that, so I'm gonna do it in different colours. Yeah, so I thought some lilacs and like some reds with orange. So yeah, I'll be busy with that. I think that'd be really, really cute. Yes, so that's the pegboard. Then my cutting mats. So this is my cutting table. So this is an old kitchen table from us, which is an IKEA. I can't remember what the name is. I don't think they make them anymore anyway. There's a really sturdy pine table, which we put on risers, bed risers, and plastic ones. Yeah, so I have there the little bookcase of a shitty shelving, and I put fabrics in that I use for quilting. And then this is my little bag. I put personal like projects in, like I'm knitting a banana sock at the moment. I made the bag as well and quilted it through, trying some stitches out on my sewing machine. So on this side from the cutting table, I got lots of like yarn in here and some just old projects, more yarn. I have here my backup knitting machine, so that's the same one as I've got out, and a ribber there as well. I think this is the ribber I'm using, but I have another ribber. Oh wait, actually this is the ribber I'm using, and this is my backup ribber. Well, I have another knitting machine at the back as well, which is my backup. Then here I have lots of coned yarn. So lots of coned yarn here, which came with the knitting machines. So I just use that to test out projects. So then I use new yarn for things to sell. And then this one, don't know what to do with this one really. I got that on holiday like 20 years ago when I went to Turkey. Let's put that back. Then here I have lots of sewing patterns for myself. So I've got some short size for the kids and for myself. I've got lots of just love Ellie and Mac patterns. They're so easy to follow and they're absolutely lovely. Which is a nice one. Oh, I'm still meaning to make all these things. I'm just so behind. Crush cardigan. Oh, I made this one for my daughter. I made that in flacy fabric. And then another pattern design I really like is this one, made by Jack's mum, although it's now called something else, like something wild, I don't know, something. They had a name change. Yeah, so if you're into sewing a lot, I can definitely recommend these pattern designers. They're very good. I've got hundreds of them. Yeah, and then this one as well. I still need to make this shirt, which I've cut it out, but I haven't actually made it yet. It's from George and Ginger. It's also a really nice one. I find them a little bit more tricky to follow, but they're very nice. So I cut out a light blue flannel one. So it's like a nice oversized grungy kind of shirt. I really like my 90s kind of things. Yes, more. Oh, and then another one I really like as well is called Made for Mermaids. So I made this dress for my daughter as well, which she absolutely loved. Yeah, so it's another nice to follow pattern designer. And another one is P4P, Patterns for Pirates, I think it's called. Yeah, Patterns for Pirates. And they often do a lot of freebies as well. I think this one was the freebie pajama pattern. I actually used to make and sell pajamas as well, made to measure, which used to do quite well with. But you know, using a pattern is just easy. I've got mine in a loft, I think, so. Yeah, so those are my sewing patterns. So yeah, those are my sewing patterns. I've got more in the cupboard there as well, which like the traditional ones that you buy in the shop. I think one of them is from... So here on the other side I have more boxes with yarn. So here I've got my wool blended yarn. I've got more DK there, and then my Aran weight, which I used for making headbands, on my circular knitting needles. Then I have some pumpkins I've got left over, my cushion inserts, my wadding, and then I've got there my top of my gazebo and the walls underneath as well. And then here you see my knitting machine again. And then I have here more knitting machine stuff. I can't even remember what they all are. I've got some carriages, pile knitter, that is for lace, I think. Yeah, so I've got a few things there. This is from a different knitting machine. It's my plastic knitting machine, and a puncher to punch my punch cards. And I've got more here. It's for the ribber and things, all the attachments. This attachment's really cool, so I can connect the ribber and the main bed, and I can do simul knit, which is like a double jacquard kind of fabric. So I'm hoping to use that this year for making more headbands and do them on the flatbed machine instead of the circular. So here I've got my fabrics. So I put them in a bookcase from IKEA. I think it's called the Billy. So I've just got one there. So here I've got my teddy fabrics, which I might make in some headbands this winter. And my and this is I've got about 6 meters of like a fleecy, but it's not fleecy, it's like a velvety. Yeah, I bought it actually to make a Santa suit. I used to want to make Santa suits and things, but it didn't really happen. So I think they will be really nice for scrunchies. And I've got some fabric here, so these are more for myself. Make maybe a nice cardigan, and maybe some scrunchies as well in the top. Then I have here some scraps that I've got left over. Then this is really nice fabric, so it's fleecy inside, so they're really good for leggings, like warm leggings for the winter. Same with that one, so I'm thinking about making a really nice long top. So look, it's really soft inside, really nice and warm. I used to walk in them when it was like below freezing point, and they're really nice and snuggly. Yeah, so I've got some nice Christmas fabric there as well. So I might make some headbands out of that, and some fabrics I bought for my son. Yeah, so here I've got my jersey fabrics. So I've got like the cotton jersey and like a viscose jersey. And lovely, lots of lovely prints. So I really like this one. I've got headbands out of that one, which I also might do them in this one. And I've got it in that one as well. Here I bought these for my children but never really sewed it. Polar bears, some leopards. Yep. And then here I've got some Christmassy fabric. So this is a cotton one. So these are going to be made into XLs, I think, later on in the year. And same with this one, going to be lots of scrunchies. I bought some new towel fabric, which I still have to make up into scrunchies. Some lovely little flowers. It's got lots of lovely prints. So on top, I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, so I've got a purple or lilac backdrop, so I can pull it down. I've got it on some hooks there, and then just a wooden rod. So I can just pull it down and put it back up when needed. And I have there in that pink box, I have my plastic knitting machine, which is good for chunky knits, which was called the Zippy 90, I think it was called. And then I have my scrunchies here. Yeah, so I try to color coordinate them a bit. So these are, again, the Billy bookcases, but these are the smaller ones. These are the 40 centimeters one, while this is the 80 centimeter. And I made these inserts from foam boards. Oh, they're falling. So yeah, I've done some cutting in and to make some cubbies in there. Yeah, so I've got a bit more empty. I've definitely got a lot of sewing to do to prepare for some more markets. Got some new satiny kinds as well now. Then next to the scrunchies, so I'm right here now, so I'm going to the corner. So here I have, well, this is a sewing quilt I made a little while ago to cover an old sewing machine. So this is a Pfaff Hobbymatic 919. So my mum bought that actually when I was really small, or not even born yet, I'm not sure, which she gifted to me. So I've sewn a lot on that one. And this is my proper first sewing machine that I had new. So this is the Janome 419S, which was, yeah, it's a really good machine actually. It seems very small now next to the one I'm currently using, but I absolutely love this machine, and it's really easy with the buttonholes and all that. It's a really easy one to navigate. I think, so I got that about 15 years ago, and I think it's only recently stopped, that they make. It's only recently been discontinued, I think. So underneath it I have some yarn cakes. Love the Ferris wheel ones for my earwarmers. And I've got some decays here which I turned into yarn cakes, but on a cone, so I can use them for my knitting machine so they don't fall over. Underneath it here I have some props. So here I've got my props. My dad made them for me. So I have this one, so I put like a scrunchie on one side, and I put I put little elastics here, so I can like attach a bow on it. And I have it in this one as well, so I use this one for headbands. And we've made these ones so they just slot in like that, so they're nice and sturdy, and they don't fall over. They don't fall over in windy conditions, really. That's really cool. And then I have this one where I display my bows on. Oh, anyway, yeah, so that hangs down, and I display my bows on and hang it from the gazebo. Got my crochet bananas. I've got then here the tablecloths I use. So I made the tablecloths myself, which you can probably see in one of my early vlogs. So they're just 3 meters long by the width of the fabric, and I turn the edges up. Yeah, so they go to the end of the table where I'm standing, to all the way to the bottom of the table the other side, and the sides are covered as well. This is a really nice, easy way to make some tablecloths that are washable. Then I have these little mini clamps for your hair. They're really popular with the little ones on markets. Then I have these little flowers, hair clips, and then we've got the bigger hair clamps. So we've got the flowers ones. I really like this one. Butterflies. I've got my scrunchy key fobs here, and then the box underneath has the wristlets. Then I have this one. It's a mug tree that I got, and I painted in lilac. So I display my scrunchies on there, or just a few scrunchies, and I'm thinking about painting this one as well so it matches. I've got a funny hand here, so I'm thinking about using that if I want to make some wrist warmers, to use that as a display. Then I got my freaky head, which I use for my headbands. Same with this one as well, for my ear warmers, headbands, which is a polystyrene one. Then I have a bag here with the dowels for my scrunchie wads. Then here I've got my basket, which I take to every market. It just has most of my market things in there, so it has like bags in there and more bags there. This is my money belt thing. Yes, I always got anti-bac with me, plasters. You always take plasters with you, and anti-bac wipes, because I've cut myself a few times and it was, yeah, you don't want to get any blood on your stock, so it's really, really good to have with you. I've got my square reader there, a little mirror for when I have a table only. I always have a little mirror with me so people can try on the headbands. And then in here I've got some displays, like a bowl and my crochet baskets that I made. So this is like really fleecy, chunky yarn. I've got this one from Mariners, but they've gone out of business. But there are lots of similar yarns out there. So yeah, they're really cute. They really go with my theme, although they are a little bit floppy. And here I have lots of yarn that, yeah, it's just all the yarn that I use myself. Oh, and here I've got some trays that I sometimes use as well to put my wide elastic scrunchies in. So over here I have these really cute vintage sewing machines. So actually this one I gave to my daughter. Somehow it's right here. But these are ones from Fulgen, and they actually work as well. They're really good. So these are made in the part of England where we live. So they're made in Essex, but a very long time ago. Yeah, so this one doesn't work as good. They turn, let's see, yeah, they're really cute. So this one actually has a bigger work surface there as well. Yeah, they're quite rare, so I'm really pleased with them, having them here. And I have my 40-pin knitting circle machine here. And then these are blocking mats, and the blocking pins as well. So I've got them there. I haven't used them yet, but I will use them later on when I make more knits on the knitting machine. Then next to those sewing machines I have another vintage machine which I picked up a few years ago. I just absolutely love the colour. It's like bluey, like an aqua blue. I really need to dust that one though. Anyway, so this one is from my brother. It comes with a pedal as well, so it's apparently still functional. Yeah, so we've got another knitting machine here, which is the same as the other one. I thought one was broken, but I had it on the wrong setting, so I bought a new one. Then I have my 48-pin, which is a central. I do really prefer the knitting circle over the central. I know everyone loves the central, but I really prefer this one. And this one is where it started with, so I got this one. Well, I didn't get it. My daughter got this one from St. Nicholas. And yeah, she knitted quite a few things on there for her toys, to make dresses and stuff. But now she's outgrown it, so I could use it. And so I started making pumpkins on that one. And after that I was hooked and bought the bigger ones. And then I bought these ones for making earwarmers on. And then next to it I have lots of paper. So this is a massive roll of pattern paper, and then my mum brought me some more. Those are just the sheets, but this is all on a roll. And lots of other bits and pieces here as well, and some knitting machine things. And here a knitting storagey thing as well. More yarn. And here I've got, I put all my needles in there, sewing needles, and these are like cotton quilting threads that I use when I quilt by hand. Some more sewingy bits there. Then this is a board that I put needles in. Is that one upside down? No. Yes, this is just covered polystyrene, and I just put the needles in to put them all together. It's just really easy. So I had an internship at a bridal studio, and this is what they used. They just had a simple polystyrene board and they put all the needles in. So I thought it would be a really clever idea, and I made one myself but covered it with some fabric. Yeah, I can definitely recommend making one of those. Then behind my sewing machine I have a little sewing machine display thing for threads, which I got for Christmas one year for my sister-in-law. And then here a little cheat sheet of what needles I need to use, which is really useful. I'm really loving that they introduced the colours, because it's always been really hard to read the numbers, especially when you get a bit older. You really can't really always read the number on there. So this is, yeah, I love it. That's really good. Got some glues. And then down there I've got my thing for my key fobs, and then my pens, more pens. In front of that I have my sewing machine. So I got this one a few years ago. I got it second hand from a lady. I paid about 400 for it, pounds. Well, it's like new, about 1600 I think. I think they still sell something similar. So this is the Memory Craft 8200 quilters edition. What's the C for? I don't know. It's also known as the Horizon. Yes, I absolutely love this machine. I might do a video about this one as well. It has so many features. Oh, there's a lot of stitches on it and different plates. I love it that I can like put names and stuff in my kids' clothes for when they go to school. I love all the stitches, like the hearts and the stars. I think we even got like cars and things. Yeah, cars and bows, scissors and the yarn, the thread. Yeah, so I absolutely love this machine. Got all these different feet with it. Obviously you can quilt and do free motion as well. So it has a drop down one. My other machines always had one at the front, so I had to get used to that. But yeah, it's doing really well. Really love this machine. It looked so big when I saw it for the first time compared to my other machines. But yeah, I couldn't go back now. Absolutely love it. So I've been thinking about getting an industrial one, but for now this one is doing really well. This one does about 1100 stitches a minute. Well, industrial will be a lot faster. But yeah, I do really like this machine, so I might just stick it out a bit longer. And here it's just got some like thread, some, yeah, my clips in, sewing clips in, so I can put them in there when I use them. Next to my sewing machine I have my computer. So it's just a simple computer I have at the moment. I did recently update the keyboard, get it all lilac. So these are from Logitech. This is the Logitech or Logi pop mouse. So when you click this button here, you get your selected emoji. So I have it as the purple heart at the moment. Really love this mouse actually. It's really, really nice. Then next to it, oh, my screen goes a bit funny. Oh, next to it I have the Logi 360, I think, or 380 keyboard in lilac. There's also a Logi keyboard pop, which matches this one, but that one's £100 while this one was 40. So I thought this was a little much more affordable, and I really like it that it's like a soft touch one rather than a really clunky one like the pop one is. So yeah, really prefer this one. And a mouse mat as well from Logi to go with the theme. Then next to that I have some planners, and then my shipping label printer. I also make my logo printers stickers on there. So I've got my things under there. This is just a simple IKEA stand from the kitchen, I think. Yes, so this one is from is a Handmade printer. And then I've got some candles here that we made in the candle workshop in the Netherlands a few years ago. Yeah, so I might invest in a different computer at some point because it's really struggling with editing videos. Just not sure what route I want to go with, if I want to go to Apple or if I want to go and stick with the normal computer things. We always had just normal computers and not Apple. Yeah, so if you have any advice on what could be a good way to go for editing videos, I would really love to hear some recommendations, because I don't know which way to go, because I never had like Apple. And the Apple users, do you use iMovie or do you buy different kind of software? Anyway, then above that there is like my packing things. So I've got my boxes there and more bags, some cameras there. Here I have my ice cream truck outside. Oopsie. So here I have my labels, so which I print at Vistaprint and then I cut them to size. Yeah, so that's how I make them. I used to make them myself, printing them, but when I used to make the labels myself by printing them, but I had one time a leaking gazebo which they provided, and a lot of stock got ruined because the ink went on it, so that's not ideal. So I decided to get stuff made for me. Yeah, so it just looks a lot better. So here I have some more boxes. So these are like A4 large letter size, and then these and those are the smaller, the A5 size large letter. And some more there, and got some more tissue paper, which I'm thinking I'm buy some more and then in lilac rather than white, so go with the rest of the theme. Here I have some sticker thermal labels, some circle ones. So these are from Handmade, which I haven't used before. At the moment I'm using these. So these are from the same brand as my shipping label printer, and they're from Fomomo, I don't know how you say it. So these are meant to be lilac as well, but they look a bit more like light bluey. And then I saw these ones from Handmade, which they didn't do before, and they seem a lot more lilac to me, so I'm gonna try those out. Then I have this one. So I think this is a 2-inch circle cutter. So I cut paper with them, or card with them, and I pop one of these stickers on, logo stickers on, and then I attached them to my headbands. I've got some more. These are the XL strips, labels, some tape, got business cards in there, yeah, some more paper tape, and I have these little pre-made labels for the back of my headbands or ear warmers. Here's some more envelopes. So I got these for my patterns, but I might as well use them for shipping. Might as well use them to post things as well. Then next to that I have here my elastic that I use. This is my old fabric glue. I'm now using a different one because this one seems stays a bit too tacky for me. And I have some more headbands I ordered in, which I haven't got around to. So this is one I've made previously. I'm not too happy with it yet, but yeah, it looks quite cute. And then I have another one here, which is more like a scrunchy one. So I have to work on that. Then some pre-cut things, some interfacing, more elastic. What is it? Oh, here. My Formamo label printer, like to do the little stickers. My little bunny. Oh, it's broken a little bit. Oh, that's a shame. But it still works, so it's like a little puncher. So I do that for that circle labels that I make. Some extra alligator clips, some extra elastic. Here some ink I used for my labels. Here are the lights for my light box. Up there, it's from last year. I've started making some swimming scrunchies, which I haven't released yet. I still need to work on that. So some extra fabric for myself, some other bits and bobs. Here I have some female clay in it, so I want to make some like female either earrings or like hair clips with that as well. Here are my old label scrunchie tags, some other tags in there, some fold elastic ether stuff, some paper, and here I've got my felt kits that I like to do. I like sewing all felt bits together and have like seasonal decoration in the house. Oh, like this one's the latest one I bought. I bought this one at a craft show I went to with my mum, so I thought this would look really cute for autumn. Not sure if I have any time to make it, but yeah, I have made quite a few over the years. And up there I've got lots of like fabric scraps, especially quilting ones that I'm hoping to make into like a little scrappy kind of quilt, and some other bits and pieces that I want to save. So here under my desk I have, so here I have my like bows and things. Keep there. And then I here got the twisted headbands, and then my knotted headbands in there as well. And here got lots of like tubes for the wide elastic scrunchies. Some other scrunchies that haven't really made it yet. I might do the leopard ones or maybe in the bargain bin. And then here I have my seasonal stock, so I've got like scrunchies, bows, and still got some tubes in there as well for the wide elastic, so they're for Christmas and Halloween. And under here some more scrunchies that didn't make it, and some hats. So I used to make pom-pom hats, so I made them on my flatbed knitting machine. I've made a few. I wear them myself and my kids as well, but they haven't really been selling at markets. Maybe they're too pricey, but then again the yarn is very expensive, so I do need to make a little bit of profit, and it takes a little while to make as well. And then here my ear warmers, which is like a massive box full of ear warmers ready for the winter season. So yeah, I cranked out loads of these and sewed them up, so now I can focus on making more ear warmers for my flatbed machine. So this is the kind of thing my flatbed can make. So if you attach the ribbon to it, the Toyota can do like a sim on it. So you have the fair isle on one side and plain at the other, so it's like it's a double layer, which is really lovely for headbands, because I like the double layer ones. Yeah, so I really like this. So this is one of my first samples I made, made with a 4-ply acrylic yarn. So yeah, I'm quite excited to start doing that. And up here I still got some more, lots of things by hand knitted, little socks and stuff, making some garlands. Yeah, and and some more of these. So I used to sell these as well at markets and online as well. Oh, I even got some magic keys here as well, which I used to sell at markets. Yeah, the little Santa hats did really well actually, but I think I'm gonna stop doing those now. I might just use them myself or something. And there's another sample of the knitting machine. So there's some Fair Isle. This is with DK yarn. Yeah, it's really pretty. Oh, there's another one here. Oh, that's really pretty. So that's the same pattern as the other one, but in DK yarn. It's so soft. So it's made with a Stylecraft yarn. And here I've got lots of little balls of yarn that I use in my knitting machine, my circle knitting machines for casting on the stitches. Yeah, here you go. So this is my Toyota 901, and I have the ribber as well, which is a 405, I think, something like that. Yeah, so these are the things that the weights that you hang on. The little pits for casting on. This one when you use the ribber, that one if you just use the main bed. Some oil, some, yeah, sort of hooks and stuff. So this is what I can knit. So what's so special about the Toyota is that it can do DK rates, like the normal kind of yarns. Well, most knitting machines can't do it. You have to buy a medium gauge one. Well, this is just a regular one. Yeah, so I've been trying to make headbands, but yeah, I haven't really got into it too much yet, so I haven't really finished that yet. But you normally use like 4-ply yarn or 2-ply or a combination of them. Yeah, so this is the carriage. So it just goes like that. And yeah, you hang the ribber at the bottom and put a different connection in between, and you can make ribs and you can do ribbing and like make hats and all that. Yeah, so it has a threader. So this one is on a cone that I made. So it goes through all that, and then it goes to the carriage. Yeah, so I got lots of accessories with this one as well. I got a vintage table which I covered with oilcloth, also in lilac with some lovely stars on it to match, and I'm just keeping it at the moment in front of my yarn and fabric, but I can move it around every time if I need to move it. I'm kind of tight space wise. I don't really have a lot of space. I've got even more knitting machines which I might do a video about as well. So we've got the Toyota with the ribber, and I've got extra ones as well as backups because the vintage machines, it's hard to find parts for them, so I always buy extra machines. And then I have a plastic chunky machine as well, which is the CP90, and then I have a Brother 350 as well. I think it's the 350. Yeah, I got that one as well, which is more like a medium one, so it's your DK ones and maybe Aaron. Well, the chunky one is Aaron and chunky, although it's super chunky is too chunky for that one, so I might need another one. I don't know if they actually do super chunky. They say they do, but it really struggles with it. Do you have more knitting machines? Well, then the circular ones. Yeah, so that's quite a hobby on its own, getting all the machines. New, they're very expensive, the knitting machines. Yeah, so I buy them secondhand, and they're actually made a lot better anyway. Yeah, and then you have loads of different attachments to it, which I've been trying to get hold of. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Then here I have lots of yarn making a Christmas quilt, which is in here, which is by Attic24. I can't remember what that quilt is called. And I've got more yarn here, which I'm hoping to make a crochet cardigan from. So over here I have my Cricut station. So this is the Cricut maker, and I put a mat underneath. Then I have here the Cricut heat press, and I've got a little iron station here with the Cricut press mat, but I'm just using my normal iron on that. And this is like washable paper I use, and you've got your glittery Cricut stuff, your finals. I think maybe that would be nice on the Christmas top, and more washable paper as well. And the mats I've got here. Yep. And then here I have, let's see. Oops. So this here is another knitting machine, but this stitches things together. So it has a special needle there, and this is a Hague machine. So this has a pedal as well, which I put there, so I can just press the pedal rather than doing by hand. There you go, Hague. So you put your yarn on top and it goes through, and you hang you take this thing off and you hang your project on here, and both, yeah, and the other bit that you want to stitch together, and you press the pedal and it does it for you. So I haven't actually really I used it a few times to try it out, but I've never really done it yet for a proper project. But I'm hoping to do that as well, maybe for making wrist warmers this year. So yeah, it's a really cool one to have. I've got this one secondhand as well because they're really expensive new. They're about 500, I think. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I got hold of that one. We had to drive quite far to get this one, but yeah, yeah, it's just to help me out with my hands. So yeah, that is my studio. If you have any questions, please let me know, and let me know if I haven't shown you something that you wanted to see. So it's just a little studio I have. We converted a garage for this a few years ago, and yeah, it's been changing the whole time really. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I wish it was a little bit bigger so I have more machines, kind of could do with another like whole extra, yeah, like double the space, but you know, I'll fill that even as well and still complain, to be honest. Yeah, I do accumulate a lot of things and I always run out of space. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the setups. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you like this video. Please click the like button, that will really help me out and get seen by others. Hoping to grow my channel more and more and make more videos. If you have any videos that you'd like to see, please let me know that as well, and I can have a look very much.